What do you get when you take a bag of cement, some LED string lights, and some translucent PLA? You get this cool LED light. Welcome back to Timber West Design, where we talk timber, shade structures, and outdoor living. Here are the supplies I used for this project. Some Cementol cement, a method to weigh it, so I need a scale, I need a silicone bowl to mix it in. It's a 4-to-1 ratio of Cementol to water, so you need to be able to measure that out and you need to be able to mix it properly. So I like this drill mixer. You're gonna need some molds, mold release. Once the part is done, we're gonna have to prime it, guide coat it, top coat it, some sandpapers, some spot putty, and then once it's all done, you need an LED string light or some light source. And in this case, I used some clear or translucent PLA. You ready to get started? Let's do this. So we're starting out with this concrete base, making it round with this shape. Need to make a mold off of this, so we're gonna have a top mold. There's our top mold. And then we make a bottom mold. We're gonna pour concrete into here and make our base. So let's take the molds out of the equation for a second. And now we're going to make what I call a light tree. So this is a method to hook the lights and wrap around this thing. And then we're going to put the cone on top of it. So this is 3D printed and the cone itself is 3D printed. And that's going to give us this teardrop shape. And then I also have just kind of a dome shape. So we'll do this smaller light wrap tree and we'll do a dome. So this gives you more of a globe light. So 2 versions, same base. Let's get this thing printing. It's always exciting to watch the 3D printer in action, seeing my creations come to life. I can't wait for this to be done so I can show you the next step. The molds are hot off the press. This is quite a simple mold compared to some of my other ones, so this should be pretty easy. So what I like to do next is take some mold release. We use this canola oil. I put them in a box just to kind of contain the spray a little bit so it's not quite so messy. And just get a nice light even coat, as even as you can, on all the surfaces here. And we're ready for assembly. So we just get some 1/4-inch bolts and start putting this thing together. So we're just going to take a wrench and just snug them up. Don't need to be tight. You can actually crush the PLA if you go too tight, so just a little snug is all we need. So the mold's all put together. I've got my concrete measured out. This is going to take 4,000 grams of Cementol concrete, 800 grams of water. We've got our mixer. This is more concrete than I want to mix inside my shop. The dust is not healthy to breathe. So we're going to take this outside, mix it, come back in. Okay, so what we're going to do is pour most of the water in, not all of it. I want to have some leeway still on how much the thickness is. We're going to mix this. We want to get all the lumps out, and we want to end up with about pancake batter consistency. So it's really important we get all the sides, the bottom, get this fully mixed. And this is a little thick, so we got to add some water. Be careful with your water adding because a little bit goes a long way. All right, looks like we're ready to go. Got most of the lumps out. Let's get this thing poured. Okay, let's pour this thing. Looking good so far. Looks like I need to get my spatula out and get the rest of this out. Just want to get it right to the brim. It looks like we're just about there. I think we're there. That looks good. Okay, so now we're going to give it a few hours. At least minimum 3 hours. I'll feel it for the heat. When it cools off, we'll pull it. So I'll see you then. It's been a few hours. The cement has cooled off. The exotherm has cooled down. So let's take this thing apart and see what it looks like. These couple of bolts are a little stiffer, so we're just going to tap them out. There we go. So I have some good draft on this. Just should pop right out. Let's see how this one looks. There we go. There is our bowl. Looking good. Got some moisture in it still. Needs a day or two to dry out before we prime. I'll probably wait till tomorrow at least, and then maybe just start sanding it and getting things smoothed up, and then get ready for primer. It's been a little bit of time to dry out. It's time now to sand where the parting line is. And what we can do is you just take maybe some 150 grit sandpaper, sand it smooth. You can also use a block if it's a little bit more and you need to flatten it out. You can use a block. I have this little tool that I like to use. It's kind of fun. We can just kind of sand it. So whichever one you have, any of them will work just fine. And let's get this smoothed up and ready for priming. So the primer's on. We can really see the flaws and we need to fill them with some putty. So I just take my glove and smear some putty into the places that need some attention. And this particular spot right here, it's kind of a big spot, so it might take a couple of fills. We'll let that dry, come back, sand it, and maybe need to fill it one more time. And then on the side I had a few little things. So we'll just take these, fill these up, and sand them down. I might prime it one more time, see how it looks, and then we'll be ready for paint. So we're just going to sand some putty here, just get it smoothed up. I'm trying a different brand of putty. It sands really easy. I'm kind of liking it, but I just want to get this smooth. And I just knocked a piece off. We're going to have to putty some more. Alright, so I think we're pretty close other than that. Get it nice and smooth. I'm going to paint this one more time with one light coat of primer, and then we're going to be ready for paint. This is all primed. What I've done on top of the primer is I like to put a guide coat. It's a flat black paint that you just fog on there lightly. And what it does is when you sand, you can see where the low spots are, and you can see the areas that need attention. So like right there, there's a spot. I just need to sand that a little bit more, and I know it's there because it's dark. So I either can sand it till it's all smooth, I can put some more putty in there if I need to, or prime it again. I'm going to sand this all down and get it ready for paint, and I'll see you in the next segment. I'm so happy with how this paint job turned out. I love this Rust-Oleum matte hammered black. Turns out good. I've been using this on quite a few projects and just very pleased with it. So now that this is done, we need to put the cone on here. So I've 3D printed this cone that's going to go on here. I love how the lines all flow. The key now is I have these LED lights, these little string lights, and I need to install them in here. So this is what I came up with. So I made this tree that's going to go in here. I'm going to wrap the lights around it, and then that's going to hold a consistent spacing from the light to the surface. This will go on top, and that'll be the finished product. So let's wind the cord on here next and go from there. So my lights take 3 AA batteries, and guess who's the sponsor of this week's video? My favorite battery, Pale Blue Batteries. I love these batteries because they have a USB charger built in right on the battery. Plug it in, take them on the go, save money, save time. Use your Pale Blue batteries. So I 3D printed a pocket for the battery holder to go, so that goes in here. We'll take there's a little extra wire lead, we'll kind of stuff that in. Come on, there we go. Okay, now we're going to take this, I'm going to start winding, and I have these grooves around here, and we're just going to unwind this thing. I guess it's kind of like a Christmas tree. We're just going to go around and around until this is all the way covered. So I've put these notches in here, and I'm putting 1 strand per notch as I get around, then I jump it up 1 notch. So I'm just creating this even spaced light going all the way around the surface here. Looks like I misjudged how much string this is going to take, so now we're just going to wind itself back down, kind of try to evenly space it on its way back down, and then we'll wrap this up. There we go. Take our base, put this on top, put our cone on top of it. I turned off the studio light so it's a little bit darker so you can see this, but turn this on, and you have all these different patterns. This is really fun. I love this light. Change it around. Just kind of depending on the mood, slow fade, fast fade, disco party, whatever you want to do. This is a fun light. So the versatility of this project is I can take this off, and I can make a different shaped top. Now it's kind of more of a sphere shape. I have a separate light tree that'll go in here. We'll wrap this up with lights. I'll put this on, and just a completely different look and using the same base. So since this is a smaller piece and I have the same length of LED line, I doubled. I went 2 times around for each groove. But on the top here, it kind of wants to jump out, so I am just going to put a little dab here, not to hit an LED light, but just to kind of keep this from jumping out. And then I'll wind its way back down and we'll finish it up. So I've turned off the studio lights so you can see this better. It looks really cool. So this is what it looks like with the strand up and running. Put the cover on and that's what you get. Fade on and off, kind of whatever you want. And then the other one looks like that. Put the cone on and it looks like that. I like them both. If you like these projects, you want to see more, please like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.